Okay, so a quick overview on the differences between the three as far as the way I've been using them. I do have a free version of all three between Claude, Perplexity, and ChatGPT. They're all free that I'm using, so the features are limited. But with ChatGPT, you ask a question, you get the answer back. The more detailed your question is, the better your answer that you get from it. So as far as like you telling it your situation, here I'm just asking it what can I do to pay zero to or close to zero taxes for next year, and they give me the long list of like a lot of options. But if I were to tell it my specific situation, it would make it more tailored. So one way you can do that is asking it to ask you questions so we can tailor it. And a good way to do that is actually to put this on top at the very, like, so say if I were to, if you ask this question, right? Copy. I'm going to put in one. If I ask this question and ask me follow up questions to better tailor your response. Ask me follow up questions. And I think one at a time because it could ask you like 20 questions in one at a time. When you do that, I'm going to create a new chat just to show how that looks like. It can give you I file as a single person, own a home, and partner in a business. Okay, and I'm just gonna do that, just like to really give it a few custom. And when you do this, it kind of like gives you a different answer compared to the other one that's just more like, okay, generic answer. But now it's telling me like, okay, I can look into maximizing my itemized deduction because of the home ownership, and such as like the mortgage interest and property taxes and business losses, expenses. You see how that works? And then let's start with those, and then we can, to get more detailed view, you can share whether you're planning any specific business investment or expenses by the end of the year, and you see how that goes. So this kind of questioning is really good compared to the basic one of ChatGPT. But just back to what we're doing. Basics of ChatGPT is that question answers, and there's a lot of updates on it, especially if you're on the desktop. It can actually give you links and references and things like that. And one of my favorite thing that I've done with ChatGPT is I've used it to automate Gmail to forward an email that I get directly to the property manager instead of me doing it, because I'd be forgetting to do it immediately for her to get what she needs. So now I've done it, and ChatGPT helped me because it can basically like your help desk, It gave me the code and all that stuff, and when things are wrong with the code or when things are going wrong, I'll take a screenshot like hey, I'm getting an error, like what is this about? And it explains it, or if something's not working, you can give it a screenshot and it'll look at it and then give you an option of how to fix it, but I'm getting multiple emails because when I was trying to do this, I was getting so many emails instead of just like like when it was forwarding the email, because I was testing it. So to say, hey, forward the email to, the email it was forwarding, it was a lot. So it helped me fix it. So that was pretty cool. And so that's that. And then it's a lot more features, but ChatGPT, that question answers in a lot of different ways you can use it. And Claude and ChatGPT, as far as, like I said, the free version, based on how I've used it, there is a difference, but it's a difference that's hard to explain. I think you have to use it to really know the difference. The main thing that I noticed is that Claude creates documents out of some answers that look like they need documents immediately instead of you telling it, ChatGPT can do that, but you kind of have to either tell it or you have to change the directions that are on the app itself, telling it that you want to document for certain situations for another conversation. But Claude automatically does. Like, so here I was asking Claude to take a transcript from one of my meeting recordings and turn it into meeting notes. So I just asked it, can you do this? And it says, yeah. So I just copied and pasted the transcript. And this is how I use it. You can ask the same questions to Claude from ChatGPT, but depending on the question, because Claude has a lot more restrictions, it won't answer like that tax one. It won't answer that tax one for me for my situation. But with this transcript to meeting notes, what I did was I recorded the audio on my phone and I copied and pasted the transcript. And now what it's asking me here is also questions, follow-up questions on what I want out of it. And I took my time to answer what I want out of the transcript, meeting notes that it's creating. And it gave me, I told it to create all these different, the meeting notes was me going to my mechanic, and she's doing work, and she would just explain to me what's going on with the car. And then from that recording, I took it and put it here because I don't know much about cars, but it automatically created out of that, instead of putting it on the chat, these documents. So the technical references in the meeting, it gave it to me, like what's wrong with the car. The main problem was at the clutch system. And this is what we talked about. And this is exactly what we talked about. It's the flywheel, the pressure plate, clutch disc, that. I would not have remembered this, but this is so cool, right? So it did that. ChatGPT can do this too. It can, but the difference is, like I said, when you use Claude and ChatGPT, it's using it that lets you know the difference. But Claude creates the documents more automatically when it's needed than you having to tell it. That's the main difference I can say. But Claude does have more restrictions, like the whole taxes thing. Let me show you this. Because Claude also does coding and things like that. It does. And it does help you fix problems. Like here, yesterday I was helping my client out with her website, and something happened. I forgot what it was, but maybe another day. But it was something that happened, and I asked her to help me out, and it did, but another day. So this is the same question to ask about the whole taxes thing. Claude is like, we're not doing this. I cannot recommend ways for you to avoid paying taxes, and that would be unethical and likely illegal. Like, Claude, come on, who cares? So I tried to tell it, like, hey, it's for research. It's like, sorry, I can't provide any info to help you avoid paying taxes, even for research purposes. So I was like, all right, okay, cool. I'm not trying to avoid paying taxes. I just want to learn about the tax laws and incentives. And that's when it's like, oh, okay, I understand. You're simply trying to learn the tax laws and incentives, not avoid paying tax. In that case, I'd be happy to provide some general receipts. There's a difference. ChatGPT is more like open house. And Claude is like, we have doors and locks, and we're not going to do this. Okay? And I heard that Grok. Anyways, no, let's just stick to this. So that's that. It gave me that. And I slipped up. I said, can you create a document checklist for me? Like, for this, it's like, I don't feel comfortable generating the detailed tax document checklist for you, as that could potentially be used to help avoid paying taxes. Claude is like strict. Claude is that strict, like, follow the rules type. Like, come on. Like, help a girl out here, okay? Anyways, and then Perplexity is like, think of like Perplexity as like your search engine on crack, okay? They're actually kind of like getting lawsuits for this, because a lot of websites feel like Perplexity is just taking the answers from the websites and preventing people from going into the website. But I asked it the same question about the taxes thing, and it gives me the resources. There's a difference. The resources, where it got the answer from, but it gives you the answer here. So same thing like ChatGPT, you can make it more detailed for it to give you a detailed answer. But it gave me that, and it gives you the resources. And it also gives you related questions to follow up with that you want to ask. So this is just how it's built. And ChatGPT, I feel like, is like, ChatGPT, basically, you can do this in ChatGPT, although you have to tell it to do this. So that's a difference. You have to tell it to do this, where with Claude, if you just want research and resources, it's automatically built that way. I think on the desktop app, Claude does give you more of these like links and references, especially if it's a paid version, because I've seen it before. I'm not sure if I had like a trial or anything, but you have to guide it to do this, where Claude automatically gives it to you. And I'm telling it to ask me more questions, and now it's asking questions. And so the main thing with Claude is it's going to give you references automatically and the answer like in a summarized answer and the links to where it got those answers from. And it's going to give you this related follow-up questions that you may want to ask. Now, let me see what it looked like if I ask Claude this same question with, no, if I ask Perplexity this same question, lose your answer, say this answer, signing. Nah, just lose it. I don't care. I don't care, just lose it. Okay. Paste. If I ask the same one, you are logged out. I don't care about the history, man. Right now, I'm just trying to do a tutorial. Okay. So, to maximize reliability, so it does give you more of a custom one, but it's based on references from websites. Okay, so that's the main thing. Okay, now I'm thinking of the difference between Perplexity and ChatGPT. Claude is going to give you an answer based directly from the references. So it's taking like snippets from the websites here, like the first one was given you, and it's saying that you got it from the resource 1 and resource 3. So 1 and 3, right? But ChatGPT, what it does, it basically is like a person that goes and look at the answers, the resources, and it gives you, like, it generates an answer. Like, it can create something new out of it, Where Claude is more like referencing based on the answer, and ChatGPT can just create like a whole new thing. It could be true, it can be fake, but it does that. Where Claude is like, okay, more reference. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it just hit me. So the more you use it, the more you understand. Okay, ChatGPT can create a whole new thing based on what it finds. It can combine it, be like, okay, well, we can create this out of all these. Where Claude is like, okay, we have this, we got this. Where Perplex is like, we got A from A, we got B from B, we got C from C. Where ChatGPT is like, okay, we have A, B, and C, put them together. Oh, we created U. It could do that. We created ABC squared. Where Claude is just like, nope, this from that from that, and then here are more questions you can ask us, and we can find resources of where to pull up answers. Not sure if that made sense. These are all free versions that I'm showing, and yeah, peace. I don't think you can also, and another difference, you can't create images in Perplexity, so only ChatGPT out of all of them you can create images. I don't think Claude can create an image of a ball, just something, whatever. It can't do that. Use drawing softwares, So, all right, that's it. Peace.